get cracking. Class 20 with a bunch of it. Two class 20s even. Wheelie little buggers. Right, if the brakes are completely off. Oh, the loco brake was on. Look at that. Hello, Michael Newbury. Hello, Mark B. How are you? Yes, I'm back on again. I've made some final changes to my PC, and I want to know if it's going to go boom. Because if it's not going to go boom, then I'll schedule a stream for Blackpool for tomorrow. If it is going to go boo, I won't, because I want to be fair to the route. Seems necessary. Down attack. Actually, microphone might be handy. That was a little far away. So I know how Michael Newbury is. He's good, because I talked to him this morning. How is Mark B? I think maybe I've sorted out my issues. PC issues, personal issues now. So we're running the juicy class 20. Funnily enough, I was just running the class 20 on another route that it layers into, that I'll show you tomorrow. Noisiest AWS ever. Might want a bit more brakes than that actually, if that signal's actually really is red. Not that we can see it yet or anything. I can't actually think of the last time I drove Tees Valley. I actually can't think of the last time I did. It's been a little while. People reckon line-side vegetation's only on new routes. This is one of the oldest routes in the game, and look at that! Lots of line-side vegetation. It looks pretty. I love the hexagonal fails. Could do with a slightly better LOD on that. But that's okay. Looks like that signal really is still red. Not that I can see it yet or anything. But having got the yellow, I just have to assume it's red, don't I? Coming up to Grangetown Junction. Where that is. Where is that on the route? Oh, yeah. No, it's not a whole of route run, but it's not a bad run. Frame rate line. It's alright. I'm also pushing out at 2K at 60 FPS. I used to push out at 30 FPS. I thought I'd give this a try. Let me know what you think. Is it good? Is it bad? Oh, brakes, I think. Oh, it's just gone yellow just as I put the brakes on heavily. That's okay. I'll let the brakes release. I'll acknowledge the car horn that just went off in our ears. And we'll give it some grunt. It's funny, I think the AWS horn's actually louder than the external horn on the train. Now I have to drink this without product placement. Here, watch. Because I might drink the shit, but I don't want to give them any advertising. I am very much looking forward to the changes on the mini HUD, because we're going to get some better features. And they changed the game a lot. Now, if this does explode, I'm just going to be very sad and hide my head in a bucket or something. But if it doesn't, I'm going to be very happy. That one car louder than all the others. Weird. Hey, another yellow. Welcome to the new people who have joined in. No AWS on that one. Hello, Rails of Illinois. Welcome. Your friends have been delayed due to freight train interference and signal issues. What a surprise that freight trains are getting in front of Amtrak in America. Maverick asks which paint job on the Pacer is your favourite. I kind of like the blue one. The orange one's a bit too much like the 70s, and I really don't need any reminder of the 70s. And the brown one's just, well, harks back to that early 80s time when houses were painted brown. Ooh. I kind of like the blue one. And I particularly like the Leyland original engine and gearbox combination. Where is this signal? Oh, it's gone green. It's all good. Yes, freight trains still get in front of Metro Rails of Illinois. It's because freight companies don't like passenger trains. Surprise. So assuming this goes well, at 9 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow, 10 AM GMT, I will stream Blackpool for you guys, which is 24 hours before you get it, so we can cruise around. I will be very open to suggestions of what people would like to look at. We can wander around on foot, we can drive trains, we can do whatever. Whatever helps you decide whether you want it or not. Yay, another yellow. Just what I always wanted. A bus. I was driving a bus this morning. Well, not a real one. Mark B had lots of journeys to or from Preston on Pacers. I can't say I ever had that particular pleasure, but I've had plenty of virtual ones so far. Rails of Illinois asks, how come Class 1s have older locomotives, yet they also have Tier 4 locomotives and passenger cars if they hate passenger trains? Because they do. Noisy thing. I don't know what we're behind, but it's not quick, whatever it is. Someone dramatically closed the front door then? Oh, it's getting a bit windy. Maybe the wind did it. Who can answer me this riddle? Why so often does the 8 camera end up in a tree? Is it just luck? Or is it coded that way? Welcome to the middle of nowhere. Unless you're those folks over there living in your trailer homes. Didn't know there were popular things in the UK, but I guess they might be if they got modelled in a UK route. Heading towards Grangetown. That's more peaceful. Oh, look at those big chimneys spewing global warming everywhere. Speaking of global warming, does this train spew global warming everywhere? A little bit. I reckon if I fingered it would. That's better. Hey, only one of them's running. That's boring. It's good to see some soot fired into the sky like a pair of small volcanoes. Kind of reminds me of my steam engines. Oh, let me know if any mid-roll ads turn up too, please, because I think I've tamed them. Not 100% certain on that, but I think I found a way to stop the new automated ads happening. Mark B says there's been a slip on the East Coast main line north of Darlington. I had heard you guys have had some pretty awful weather lately. Hopefully no one hurt, no trains damaged, and only minor damage to infrastructure. The thing we're following has sped up, which is good. We'll see a little bit of hitching because I just literally cannot think of the last time I opened this route before rebuilding my computer at 5 AM this morning. I got up early to build it before my stream. I was cleaning up a mess that I had some issues. I did have some hardware problems, and you guys have been around as I'm trying to resolve those. The last thing yesterday was dropping in a new CPU, and while that cost me a packet, it does mean I've gone to 14th gen, which is quick, very quick. Like, it's not struggling at all to maintain the 80 frames a second that I've asked of it, which is pretty good. But it also means that my wife's going to get an excellent new gaming machine for Christmas, because all of the bits that I pulled out of here that proved to have absolutely nothing wrong with them at all are going to go in that. I have had some real hardware dramas. I've had to RMA some RAM. It's still here waiting to get sent, because I'm like that. I need to send that off to Taiwan to get replaced. And I have also had some problems with the CPU that I got replaced. Intel were kind enough to replace that for me. And the most recent mess, which I was kind of sure maybe I'd fried another CPU, but I hadn't, because after replacing it, it happened again. I think I've realised after rebuilding Windows what it actually was. Because when I went to install Train Sim World, my settings were still there on a brand new Windows build, and the whole point of a brand new Windows build was to get rid of whatever problematic things got corrupted back when I had hardware problems. And I was most unamused to see that my settings were there. And then I realised what it was. It was OneDrive. OneDrive that I had banished from this computer and told not to install during the installation process and to not back up anything, somehow got on the computer after I said no. And it was busily restoring everything under My Documents, Pictures and Videos, which is not desirable. Because the whole point of a fresh build is to get rid of everything. But that's okay, as they say. So we're getting relatively close to our destination. We are. Since we've gone over onto this side of the tracks. So what are the details of the slip, Mark? I think that's a little yellow shunt signal. Slow stretch, this one. I think this is where we're delivering to. No. Go a bit further. That noisy one again. Shaped hoppers. It's got gonzo wheels. Surprisingly, no. Come on, mouse, catch up. Even logos don't have gonzo wheels. That's good. Things of unfriendly lods. Floating stuff. See? Get closer. It's there. Get further away. It's not. Up on a delightfully red signal. What if we're waiting for that 101 to get out of the way? Go anywhere right now. Got a red light. Red lights. Love it. What's in front of us, do you reckon? Oh, we've got to wait for him. So he's going to go in front of us and then we'll go. Okay. Well, in that case, let's go watch him leave. Sit on this bench here. This looks convenient and comfy. Bishop Auckland it's going to. The irony of putting that in front of us is we're probably faster. Oh well, we should get the go pretty soon. Pretty soon. Maybe. We shall see. We shall see. Do I preemptively release the brakes? On a slope, I might roll. You know what I'll do? I'll put the loco brake on and release the train brake. Because we're on a slope rolling forward, so we'll sit on the loco brake. At least that way the rest of the train's pumped up. Hello Ratifus, how are you? Mark says the slip happened on Wednesday, but I hope to have it fixed by Tuesday. It didn't undermine the track, but the cables running beside the track were left in mid-air. Oh, that's difficult. There we go. You may hear the family in the background today, because I told them I was streaming, and they told me to suck it up. Seemed fair. They're nice enough to stay quiet in the mornings. See, that is louder than that. Oh well. The VC on one of our locomotives used to be like that. It was basically a car horn in a metal box. And it was ridiculously loud whenever it went off. Quick head check, make sure there's nothing coming. Make sure our train following along in an orderly fashion, as they do. advertising free drink. So who's played Tees Valley in the last 12 months? Hope nothing from Preston lays into it or I'll get in trouble. If we quickly go to a black screen, that'll be why. Just saying. Start speeding up a little bit by now. Michael played it about a month ago. Excellent. There's 1 out of 11 of you played it. Greetings to the lurkers who aren't in the chat. Perfectly okay. Rativus likes a bit of Tees Valley. Mark B, maybe once or twice driving a 101. Ah. If you like the 101, you'll like the Pacer. Better come back up here because we're going to get an AWS go off shortly. If I run at half speed, surely a 101 can stay out in front of me. What is the best train sim world route? Well, that's a really good question. It probably has a different answer for different people. That sounds a bit like a politician's answer, doesn't it? But it'll come down to what you like. Do you like freight? Do you like long runs that row for hours and hours? Do you like short, quick things? Do you like commuter? So if you like commuter stuff, my favourite is still Boston. I know that's a bit of sacrilege to the UK people who probably prefer something like, ooh, Mainline maybe? Brighton Mainline? It's probably the equivalent of Boston. If you like a long freight run, which I don't, but if I'm going to do a long freight run, I'll come here or on one of the German routes more than the American ones, sad to say. American ones are okay, but if I wanted to sit there driving at 12 miles an hour up a steep hill or 12.5 miles an hour down a steep hill so I don't run away, well, I would, but I don't want to. Yay, another yellow. My favourite TSW route. The most played over time has been Boston, but I don't know that it's actually my favourite. I kind of think my favourite, and this is going to sound a little bit weird, is actually Peak Forest. I quite like it. And I really like the scenarios on it. Ratifus was playing Boston this week. And your word's underneath a little heart on YouTube, so I can't see it yet, but something near seller. YouTube didn't think that little heart icon through very well. Hey, how come I can click my heart for myself? Whoops. Can I click a heart for myself? I can! Oh, that's funny. keep just a tiny bit of throttle on because we are going upgrade. That was kind of cool. It makes a long run short. Bit more fun than HS1. More fun than Castle Wurzburg. Arrived at the right time. You could hear the priest playing with his bonga. No point speeding up with these signals ahead of me. Too far from the final bit of this service. I think we might go and do a bit of Northern Trans Penine after this. Why not? Maybe we'll do a 101 on Northern Trans Penine. Ratifus has played heaps of Vectron. I have to admit I quite like the Vectron actually. Locomotives, that's probably my favourite. Scotsman's nice, but the Vectron's the Vectron. I can understand why you like the Vectron. There's a whole lot of bug fixes and changes just come out for that thing too. I haven't actually played it since they came out. I kind of missed them in beta because I was away in Japan. And I was too busy playing with real trains to play with pretend trains. So I didn't get to see the Vectron changes. I'm going to assume either that red signal's going to change, or the sighting of it's good enough that if I brake really hard I won't go through it. But maybe just to be on the safe side I should do that. Just to be on the safe side. Ah, still red. Rick says, can you check out some of the Creators Club liveries for the Vectron? I actually can't at the moment. Because I'm not connected to Creators Club today. I haven't gotten around to putting in the username and password. I just skipped it. I wonder if it'll want me to go to the go via, even though the signal's red. Let's give it a try. Actually, the go via is a long way after this, I think. But let's just sneak up on this signal, as a driver wouldn't. Can I play Fortnite? Well, I could. I don't think I will. Another little 101 coming along. Let's pop outside and watch it. We'll get right down next to it. Actually, you know what? I better go up the front. Because I'm just thinking I'm driving at a red signal. I'm guessing that thing over there is a bridge. We'll have a look. We'll trust that that'll be fine in stopping while we go off and have a look at the bridge. So I'm curious. Yeah, it is a great big lift bridge. These giant structures fascinate me. I've seen a couple of them move. It's very, very impressive. when you see something that big moving. No, train stopped fine. Joe Eliminator. I'm sure it's Joe Eliminator, maybe? Joel Eliminator? I don't know. Yes, I know people like Fortnite, but I'm not one of them. I'm not a Fortnite people. Plenty of people do like it, and good on them. It's like I like this game, despite the haters. I do kind of like poking fun at the haters, though. When they go commenting on DTG's posts, it's just always sort of funny. What are we waiting for, do you think? So we're going to have to cross lines. So what's coming that we're waiting for? Or is it just one of those red signals that never actually changes? Surely we're not waiting for that. That's a long way away. I suppose it's possible. Looks like our path into the yard is all set up, ready to go. We just don't have a signal to get over there. Oh, and there's red signals coming into the yard too. We'll just have to wait then, won't we? Maybe there's something moving in the yard. Because if there's red signals going to the yard... No, there's not. Well, we'll give it a little while. But if it doesn't change, we'll just chalk it up as one of those ones that never does, and it's a bit rooted. Ah, now I see what we're waiting for. We're being passed by someone more important. It's good to be important. Joe Eliminator says, winding up haters is my favourite pastime. It is fun. It really is. Because they're so easy. You just go, poke, 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 boom. Oh well. Perfectly fine pastime, poking fun at haters. Because one of the challenges that they have is they actually are grumpy. And when I go and poke fun at them, and I imagine you're similar, Joe Eliminator, is I'm not. I could care less. So it's very hard for them to wind me up back because I just don't care. Train break off. Let's get onto the independent. So we're pumped up, ready to roll. Because I'm kind of hoping it'll change once he gets into the yard. And gets out of our way. We shall see. In the meantime, let's look outside. I'll watch the signal change on the mini HUD, I think. We can be like one of those people that climbs up the signals to get video. There's a good idea. That's a smart thing to do, isn't it? Watching the track monitor on the top right for when this signal finally changes. Which it'll probably happen eventually. Joe Eliminator says poking fun is a way of stopping them from getting to me. It can be a good thing to do. It also makes them really angry. Must be a large signal block going into the yard. Let's pop back to the map. What's going on? He's gone in. He's gone past one signal. Probably when he goes past that one, we'll get our way in. But he's actually got to go through the yard for us to get to where we're going. Alright, we should get a crack soon. Hello, Daniel. How are you? We're just waiting on a red signal, which we have an explanation for now. We know why it's there. Just sitting down there in our little Class 20, which is about to erupt in a mountain of smoke when I start it up again. Ratifer says he's never had any problems with stuck signals on this route. It's just a matter of northern waiting. Yeah, railways are a lot of just hurry up and wait. because, you know, there's the right way, the wrong way, and the railway. You don't get a choice about the railway. It's just how it is. I try to explain that to new volunteers on our railway. It's like, things take a long time. It's like, yes, you will get recognised as an engine cleaner, and you will get to be a fireman, and you will get to be a driver. But don't expect it to happen this week. How's he going? It's probably just stopped in our way somewhere. He's about to go through the next one. So I would hope... Well, he's got a red light anyway. So he's got to resolve that red light for us to get into our path. But given that he's almost gone through that one, I'm tipping ours should change and at least bring us up to here. So let's jump back out here and be ready when it does. So you're in the middle of sleeping, Daniel. There we go. We actually heard that click. I didn't know any of the signals had ambient sounds. How about that? It's kind of cool. And naturally, we're going full beans just to see the smoke. That's probably about all I can give it, or we'll run straight through the next red signal. They kind of look weird, these things, but I really like the way they sound. One side of the crossover set to cross and the other side not. That's just weird. If you're wondering what I'm talking about there, let's just pop back here for a moment. So this side of the crossover is actually set to go into the other train, and normally the 2 points would be tied together, so they couldn't do that. So if one was set, they'd both be set. Looks like our friend has more or less gotten out of our way too, because our next signal's just gone yellow. Which makes me pleased. Tees Yard Middle Junction. Yeah, here's where we're going to finish in here, is in Tees Yard. We might pop over to Northern Trans Penine for a little while. To a 101 over the hill. Seems like fun. I have to try and remember which way over the hill is. It's been a while. I do like coming back to stuff that I haven't touched for a really long time, because it's like having new stuff. It's our stopping point all the way up there in the distance, but I'm tipping that red signal is closer to me than that stopping point. So we'll just keep rolling along. Few wheels. It's a lot of unused wheels, isn't it? Maybe that red is further away than the stopping point. Actually, it's only the go via point, isn't it? You can probably still see what that is. We're going slow enough that we can stop for the red if it doesn't change when we hit the go via. It'll be fine, said famous last words. I'm just watching the OBS stats, and weirdly, pushing out at 2K at 60 frames per second is using only just slightly more data than 2K at 30 frames per second. I suppose that's just how good that HEVC is. Ensgrave says, I remember being very frustrated the first time I drove a 101 and then the satisfaction of learning how to drive it. Yeah, it is a bit hard to get used to. It's quite good with Raildriver. When Raildriver came into it, I was very happy. I don't think we're going to make it to the go via. Let's get a little bit of throttle so we do. Not too much, because we're going to have to stop for this red. I'll wait for whatever's in our way to get out of our way this time. Oh, there we go. Some of the signals are like that. They have a dependency on you completing an objective before you're allowed to go further. So who saw that Derail Valley's got cows and chickens and cats now? Ensgrave says the gear change is nicely set up on a controller. Yeah, it would be. I have used an Xbox controller for it. I do actually have an Xbox sitting next to me. Now, are all these points set, or do we have to set some? Oh, they look fine. Look like they're all automatic ones. Be a proper rail fan and just sit on top of the pile of gravel. Pair of sleeping eights, face to face like kittens. We foul that track or not? It's close, but no. Good. Good work. The wagons will be shunted here, ready for their trip to Lackenby. Climb down and stretch your legs before the work continues. Really? I thought I had to do other stuff. I do. Right, go the next little bit. Go the next little bit. I want you to go into shutdown. You don't want to go into shutdown, do you? Maybe you won't while you're in forwards. Maybe that's how it works. Off? No? Off. There we go. Now let's try it. Aha! That's what you have to do. Master keys over on that console. That's the other thing I like about the Class 20. It's got two consoles. We're going out there. Alright. Is there an off button? Must be an off button somewhere. There it is. Make it quiet. Since we're leaving the train, they never ask you to do this in the game, but, you know, you should. There we go. How'd we do? A little bit of speeding. Glod. Excellent. Is Greystone. I still stop in the right place, mainly down to luck though. It's all luck. You kind of guess, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Let's go back to main menu. And to the trains. Timetable. Let's go a 101. God, I hope the pacer doesn't sub for this. What's a Saturday special? Which line did I go into? Wrong one. Wrong one. Wrong one. Didn't I go into Tees Valley? That's one I want. Right. That's better. That's much better. I almost ran the wrong one and got myself into shit. What are we going to do? Manchester, Victoria to Leeds. That's a long one. Leeds to Huddersfield. That sounds like fun. Let's do Leeds to Huddersfield. And we'll leave it on dynamic weather. Why not? Daniel says, it once took me a while to realise the master key was on a different console. Oh, it's fun to learn to drive these things. It's like in these. We should better open the doors, shouldn't we? Is the AWS, which is down there somewhere. Let's jump up so we can actually see it and then crouch. There it is. It just sort of peters out and goes. Now we've got, we want white, 2 white lights on the front. Destination indicator is on. Now where are we going? Huddersfield, okay. Where is it? Must have just gone past it. No, doesn't it have one? So we're going to Leeds to Huddersfield. But no Huddersfield on the thing. Oh, we'll just make do with Hull. That'll do fine. our red lights on the back. Come up here, we'll leave the door open so the lack of passengers can talk to us. Just have a look where we're going. Not very far, in fact. Okay. Brakes off. Back to lap. Just make sure the handbrake's not on. It's not. And gears. Reverser first. Forwards. Into first. Stop there and we'll bring it back into fourth gear to coast. Just wait for these signals to clear. Hopefully they do, otherwise I'm going to be stopping in a hurry. Oops, 4 we want. Naughty. Why do I keep putting it in fourth gear when I'm idling? Helphine, hello, how are you? This is Northern Trans Penine. It's not the new route. I'll be showing off the new route tomorrow at 9 PM my time, so in about 24, it's about another 5 hours, 4.5 hours, so about 28.5 hours from now. It's a bit quiet, I'll make it a bit louder. I did almost start a service in the new route. I almost fell for it. But that would be the first and last time I ever did that, because I would get spanked and booted. Mark says the front seats on the 101 were always popular because you could watch the driver and see where you're going. Yeah, I can imagine. And I think in the more casual time, I imagine a lot of drivers kept that door open too. Probably not all, but a fair few. Ah, we're allowed to accelerate finally. We'll get it into the up zone and then throttle off, wait for it to get into the down zone, then change gears, wait a moment and then throttle back up again. Nice and slow with the 101. if you've never driven it before. I'll zoom in on the gauge this time. So we're getting into the up zone, which means change up. And once we get to the middle of that, you throttle all the way back to idle. Once it gets to the down, you change your gear up, wait a moment, and then throttle up again. If you try and do it in a hurry, it punishes you. It just doesn't change your gears. And there's an excellent video on how to drive the slightly more modern variant of this from LMS. It's a 4-part thing. And it's really quite cool. Hello, Michael Leahy. I'm quite well, thank you. What I'm particularly happy about is my Train Sim World's been running for more than 20 minutes and it's not on fire. That makes me quite happy. Hopefully gravity will do the work of getting us down to 50, otherwise I'll have to brake a little bit. See how it goes. After all, gravity does suck. Actually, given that's a yellow signal, I think I might brake regardless. Just because it's a yellow, and I like to get down to about half the posted speed when I encounter a yellow signal. It's cool, Elfine, thank you. It's been a very... I'm not going to tell you I have actually solved it yet, because, you know, just because it's run for a few hours, I mean, it's done that before. But, I've dropped a fair... and please don't interpret this as asking for money, I'm not. Definitely not. Absolutely not. I have dropped a fair bit on replacing hardware in this thing. Some hardware was actually bad, and that's been RMA'd. The CPU is one of those. I've got some RAM ready to head off to Taiwan. I've just got to finish packaging it up and get it out of here. But the other bits were okay, so my other half's going to get a very nice PC build at some point, probably for Christmas, but all the leftover bits. And interestingly, while I did have some real hardware problems, and I'm certain that I had some Windows corruption because I got up at 5 o'clock this morning to do a fresh install of Windows from Media, completely blowing everything away, I think I might have inadvertently found the cause after that, because I ran the bus stream this morning. The machine was ready to stream literally 2 minutes before the stream, so good timing. I think it was actually still doing a Windows update while I was streaming, but nothing bad happened. Still cruising up towards a red light here. But then I installed Train Sim World, and it knew my settings and my profile, and I'm thinking, where the hell did these come from? This has all been blown away, and this thing doesn't save in cloud. And then I realised where it came from. OneDrive, which I thought I had banished from the computer, was busily copying files. Second might not be enough. Might actually have to go into first. Bit of a steepy hill, otherwise we're not getting up. red signal's on the other side of Morley. Maybe it is. Let's have a look. I think it is. It's at the end of Morley Station, so I'm just crawling up the hill and I shouldn't be. I should be fanging it madly because now I'm late. Oh well. Just coast the rest of the way into Morley. I have the annoying stop marker turned on because with the mini HUD it's a little hard to tell where you're supposed to stop sometimes and how far away you are. Very, very pleased that the distance stuff's going to come into the minimal HUD. Makes me very, very happy because it means I won't need to use that horrible thing anymore. Stop a little bit early. Fortunately, it releases quite quickly. You think I'm doing an good emulation of British Rail, Daniel? Certainly wouldn't be popular in Japan. The only train service I had in Japan that was not absolutely on time, they actually personally came and apologised to each of us for saying, very sorry that it's late. Ensgrave says every 80s UK train was late, so the sim is good. There you go. Do I try and do this out of the cabin? Let's set it up first. That way. Oh, I just managed that. Ooh, look at those headlights do their thing. Just so you can see something. That's the other fun bit about reinstalling Windows and blowing away your profile. You get to have all the rewards again. You don't get second sets of the Steam achievements though. Video image of me is very bright, isn't it? Something to fix later. It is a nice warm light in the 101. Same with the 20. I don't know if this one does it. No, this one's just hard on and off. In the 20 it actually fades. It's like it goes. It's cool. .3 miles to Batley. Is it pronounced Batley? Bartley? Batley? Batley. Ah. It's a very long tunnel, isn't it? Cabin light's not on. Ah, no, they're not. Much better. If only I had passengers. I don't think I've got any. We're going a bit quick, aren't we? But who's going to tell on me? No one. No data logger in this train. Have a lighting fix for this thing, do you, Michael? I might need to give it all the brakes, I think, or it's going to go sailing straight through this. Even with all the brakes, it might nib worth it. We shall see. Maybe not. Might be alright. Might even stop early. Definitely going to stop early. So the cool thing about vacuum brakes in the 101 is they recover very quickly. Anybody can look like a professional driver who knows how to brake with this thing. Doors open for my many passengers. Let's look how many there are. Don't know why I bother, really. Because no one's getting on or off this thing. Ooh, another one. No one in that one. Oh, yes, there is. There's one person in there. Should go and steal them. Getting cocky now doing this outside the train. Gratuitous bridge shot. We go to Dewsbury. Easy to accelerate when you're going downhill, isn't it? Probably should start slowing down for the 50 zone, I think. Seeing another gratuitous bridge shot? I am. You know what? We're just going to leave it. Let's see what happens. I think it's going to overshoot it a little bit, but it'll stay in the station. Will it be in the station or will it Nebworth? It's going to be okay, I think. that. Right at the fence. Nice. They're arguing about soccer upstairs. Sounds like it. Greek, naturally. There we go. Just save that one. Oops. We've got yellow lights. I think we might just coast. On our way to Ravensthorpe. It'd be good to see those carriages bouncing up and down properly. They do a tiny bit now, but it's only because the track's moving. I look forward to the suspension stuff. I just hope it comes to everything. Might take them 5 years to make it come to everything, but I just hope it does. I wouldn't want it to be a partial content thing. Missed a bridge shot. Not missing the next one though, even though it's only a railway bridge. The trackside models have come a long way, haven't they? They look so two-dimensional. We're a bit spoilt with some of the stuff we get now. Station. It's kind of a bit dilapidated. Way out, man. So this side's a bit crap. What's the other side look like? Collectibles? See how GDP would drop now. Not a collectible rubbish pile. Poster maybe? Route map. Northern Trans Penine. doing that because these platforms probably don't have climb up. Back to our little train. People coming. Hang on. We better wait then. See if they're going to get on the train. I'm kind of curious. Will they or won't they? No. No. Well, stuff you then. You have fun standing there on the platform. Passengers has always been a little bit vexed in Train Sim World. Sometimes they work really well, and often they're just a bit crap. Sometimes they do things that are just downright funny. I could do without running over them though. When they fall off the platform in front of you, it's a bit disconcerting. Might make it into 4. Throttled up too quick. Take your own advice. There we go. Off we go to Murfield. Does Murfield have mercats? So you cheerfully say hello to the driver of the big diesel, and the driver of the big diesel looks down at the 101 and goes, "Get a real train." Because he's mean. Airfield, next stop. Let's see how it goes. Will these people get in? Yeah. As it sails straight through the stopping point. Ah, the back coach will be on it. All good. Look, 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 look. My first one. Well, got in and vanished. Did she get a seat? She did get a seat. Excellent. I've got a passenger. Don't think anyone got in the front. Nah. It's a very popular service, this one. Over there, there's a wiper switch somewhere. No, maybe it's not. Thought there was a wiper for this side somewhere. No, maybe not. So busy finding a wiper switch, I blew the engine up. Off to Dayton. What can you get at Dayton? Is that where Tinder was made? Coast now because we're changing tracks. Right. Major lightning. It's kind of cool. I remember when lightning first came into the game and it was just striking the ground all around you and it was excellent. It's not excellent anymore, it's just okay. And we're not speeding. See? We're not speeding. Trains at air traffic control and had to call in and get permission to land. When you first come out of the cab, that's how I'd like the rain to be, not this droppy crap. So that looks nice. Forget about the streaks. They're not needed. Short platform, this one. It's gonna stop early. As long as the game registers it. Yep. All good. That lady needs an umbrella. Oh wait, that was 2 releases later. Need a brolly, mate. Do. Another passenger? No, running away. Saw me and went, nah, I'm out of here. Answer me this. Why can't you hear lightning inside train cabs? Or hear thunder, I should say. Of course you don't hear lightning at all. Our last stop, isn't it? Yep. Huddersfield. A bit like Uddersfield, but without the milk. Well, I think I'm happy enough that the game's actually going to survive running in a stream tomorrow, so I will schedule a Blackpool stream. I've already made my tutorials. I managed to get them done between misbehaviours after many attempts. And the Class 08 tutorial is a splice of about 8 runs. But that's okay. So 9 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Time, 10 AM GMT, whatever that may be for you, I will be streaming, probably along with all the other ambassadors at the same time. So take your pick, whoever your favourite is, jump on. If the person you're watching is not making you happy, then go with one of the other ones. I think most of us will probably stream it at the same time. Do a gratuitous bridge shot, but not much point in the rain. It's better. Why did I come over to this track only to go back again? That's so weird. Sometimes I do wonder what the dispatcher does in this game. Going a little bit quick. Got into the dead end. Is it gonna do it? I think it's going to need more. Good enough. How close was it? Better have a look. Maybe it would have made it. You never know, huh? You never know. There's our passenger. Alrighty, I think that will do for today. I think I've proven this thing works. Thank you very much for coming along for the ride. I hope you've enjoyed it. And we shall see you tomorrow for the new route, Blackpool Branches. I hope you like it. I kind of like it. I have to say, I kind of like it. Is it perfect? No. Are the people who are thinking Just Trains will release absolute perfection because they hate DTG? Well, they'll be a little bit sad. But that's okay. It's like all the other routes. It's got its things. It's got great things, and it's got good things, and it's got some interesting things. And that's all right. It's just how they work. All right then, have fun, folks, and see you tomorrow, I hope. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.